Today, I will be reading the Scarlet Letter middle school book. It's grade 7 through 9th. And it goes like this. Nathaniel Hawthorne was one of the most old-fashioned and the most contemporary of the great mid-19th century American writers. The old-fashioned quality were praised by his good friend and author of Moby Dick, Herman Melville. There is the grand truth about Nathaniel Hawthorne. He said no, and thought but the devil himself cannot make him say yes. Lie and all men who say no. Why they are in the happy condition of judicious, uncumbered traveler in Europe, they cross the frontiers into integrity with nothing but a carpet bag that is to save the ego. This sounds pretty bleak, but in its flowery way, it makes two important points. Nathaniel Hawthorne believed in evil with a capital E, and his primary motive in writing fiction was to tell the truth without any compromise whether it led him. And given his Puritan background and personal inclination, it led him to some pretty dark conclusion about the world, man, society, and their relationship to each other. That desire to tell the truth, or to be more precise, to write moral allegation stories rooted in a predetermined moral truth and then given flesh and blood. It would make Hawthorne an old-fashioned writer, unlike Melville, who always began his story in a very specific, concrete situation, which might then take on symbolic or agricultural significance. Hawthorne began all of his tales and romances with ideals when he turned to flesh and blood. The 20th century writer so much less than sure or moral. Absolute rarely have the nerve to present such ideas directly or even symbolical, much less agricultural, to his presumably more sophisticated readers. At that same time, and where he has the contemporary Hawthorne, where he sought truth, he found habituation and contraction without ever down the ultimate realities of good and evil. He knew that they were concealed, unpredictable, and interrelated. Not only did evil frequently hide behind good and vice versa, but good often emerged from evil like a butterfly from a cocoon. Conversely, an unqualified passion for virtue inevitable spawns vice. The road to hell is paved with good obsession, while good and evil are reality, and Hawthorne reality itself is problematical. Hawthorne's doubts about reality led him to reject outright realism in his fiction. Today we use the term short story for all short fictional narratives and novel for more extended one, but Hawthorne was much more precise in his terminology, and he insists that what he was writing were not stories and novels, but tales and romance, as he stated in his preface to The House of the Seven Gables. While it seemed unpardonable so far as it may swerve aside from the truth of the human heart, the romance has fairly a right to present that truth under circumstance to a great extent of the writer's own choosing or creation. If he thinks fit, also he may so manage his atmosphere medical to bring out or mellow the lights and depend on enrich the shadows of the picture. In other words, since reality itself is suspect, the artist can manipulate the realistic surface in order to better dig into the truth of the human heart, which has primary objective. Hawthorne sees a very thin line, if any, between the real world and the spiritual end or imaginary one. But the balance between the realistic and the agricultural differs greatly from story to story among the tales. For example, Hawthorne's spectrum went all the way from the grimly realistic The Gentle Boy in 1832, a pigeon story about a boy destroyed by the clash between Puritan persecution and Quaker extremism, to the total agriculture. The Earth's Holocaust, 1844, mankind attempted to burn its past in a huge bonfire, but failed to include the most important ingredient, the human heart, with most of the best short narrative falling somewhere in between. The range isn't quite as great in the romance. All of them fall toward the realistic end of the spectrum. The Believe Her Remain 1852 is a scriptural, realistic novel based on Howard's brief involvement with the experimental Brook Farm community. The House of the Seven Gables, 1851, used all the eerie trapping of the 19th century. Gothic novel, haunted houses, mysterious curse, bleeding pictures. But like the popular nationalized Gothics or Miss Radcliffe and others, everything is given a logical explanation in the end. Supernaturalism in the Marble Farm, 1860, is more a matter of atmosphere than substance. The realistic supernatural national banner is probably the most effective in the Scarlet Letter. There is nothing overly impossible in the book, but it is infused with echoes of the unseen. This fascinating balance between the old-fashioned and the contemporary also extends to the way he tells his stories. The writing style may seem old-fashioned, even quaint to the present-day reader. The diction tends to be ordinate, formal, abstract, and general, even rhetorical. The sentences are often long and complicated. They also seem wordy, even more bothersome, and the constant voice of the narrative explaining everything, including things that we had already seen or figured out for ourselves. Drawn physiology and moral conclusions filling a small gap of big discretion. But despite the wordiness and indiscretion, the Scarlet Letter, like most of Hawthorne's good writing, is a very economical, tightly structured, clean, and developed book in the best contemporary manner. This novel, like the best of the tales, is essentially dramatic. It is structured around 8 carefully developed, powerfully wrought, dramatic confrontations separated by narrative bridge. It is in the powerful scenes and not in Hawthorne causal physiology that the major character revelation and thematic statement take place. That is, the ethical lesson of his tale and romance are implied by the character action and face, not from piece statement made by the author. If a thematic statement must be made, it is made by the character in the heat of passion or in the moment of personal revelation. His stories are moralistic but not moralizing. Hawthorne could not accept this image of inevitable human goodness, although raised a united and claiming no religion, affliction as an adult. His background, temperament, and experience all turn him back to a vision of man, much more in keeping with his Parisian ancestor. Sin, evil, temptation, damnation, all the old Puritan byword became the central concern of his fiction, but in the most unauthorized way. All this may have Hawthorne sound like a hopeless, alienated, and antisocial surface at best. This would be gross exaggeration, although Hawthorne has delighted to cultivate the image of the lonely, suffering artist. In his life, he could be sociable, entertaining, and witty. Partially after his marriage in Sophia Peabody in 1838. Indeed, throughout his life, Hawthorne swung like a pendulum between struggling writer and trying to perfect his art in solitude. The Custom House, inductory to the